Hello and welcome to your next higher computing science lesson. Last week we started looking at predefined functions to carry out common tasks in computer programming problems. We looked at substrings, which is a suite of functions for manipulating and chopping strings. We reviewed that strings are like arrays of characters with index values. We can manipulate these index values using square bracket notation, using start, stop and step values. This week we are looking at predefined functions for working with ASCII values. At National 5 level we looked at ASCII, which is a standard for representing text on computers. All printable keyboard characters and certain control characters like line breaks are stored as a decimal numerical value in this standard. For example, the capital A is stored as the integer 65. I've put a link on Google Classroom to an article with a list of all ASCII characters. In Python, we can use the ORD function to output the ASCII value for a single string character. An input for a function is known as a parameter or argument, so we could say that the ORD function has a single parameter of a string character and then returns the value of that character's decimal ASCII code. In the code example below, we have passed the ORD function the letter capital A as its input parameter, and it has returned the ASCII value of 65. In Python, the CHR function does the exact opposite of the ORD function. The CHR function has one input parameter of an integer value, which must be a valid ASCII decimal code. The function will then return the string character for that given integer value. In the code example below, we have passed the CHR function the integer value of 65, and it has returned the ASCII character of uppercase A. Now it's over to you for a task. You will need to create 3 short algorithms to manipulate the corrupt spell strings stored in this program. You'll need to use substrings and the ORD and CHR functions to solve these problems, along with loops and conditions. This should be quite a challenging program. Note that you won't be able to insert letters into the strings and will have to create new ones as detailed on the instructions on Replit. You might find it useful to create pseudocode, flowcharts or structured diagrams to plan out your solutions before coding. Let me know on Google Classroom if you have any issues with this and I'll try and help you. This week we have reviewed ASCII code to represent printable and control characters. We have looked at the ORD function to return the ASCII value for a given character. We've also looked at the CHR function to return a character based on an integer value representing an ASCII code. Next week we'll look at our final predefined functions, which are modulus and int.